Banana Chocolate Chip Muffins. You need 3 ripe bananas, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a dash of salt, 1 1/2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter, and chocolate chips, and the amount of that varies on your preference. The first step in this recipe is to peel and mash up the 3 ripe bananas. I love this recipe because it only uses 1 large bowl and the cleanup is minimal, which is always a good thing. So take the 3 bananas, and I just use a dinner fork and mash them up. You want them to be smooth. We mash these until they are somewhat smooth as you can get it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but smooth. Now that I have the bananas mashed up to a good consistency, I'm gonna add my 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 egg, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and you just wanna mix that up till it's combined well and everything is one nice wet mixture. Now that you have all these ingredients combined, it's time to add the dry ingredients. So you're going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. I also have sometimes substituted honey for that. That's another option, a little bit healthier. Baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a dash of salt, just a little bit, not a lot, just to offset that sweetness, and then a 1.5 cups of flour. If you use different kinds of flour, this is just all purpose. You can substitute any type of flour for your family's preference. Also, I might add that you need to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and get it ready for the muffins. Mix this all until it's combined well. When this batter is combined well, you're gonna add your 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter. If you want the peanut butter to be a little bit softer and easier to mix, you can always throw it in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds. That'll just make it a little bit easier to mix. I didn't do it here, but that's always an option. And also add your chocolate chips. I don't have an exact measurement. This is your family's preference. Now that our batter is combined well and our oven is preheated to 375 degrees, it's time to fill the muffin tins with the batter. You can use muffin tin liners if you like. I just don't have any on hand, and I just don't use them because they just, in my opinion, create more crumbs when my kids eat the muffins. So I fill the muffin cups about halfway through. This recipe usually yields about 8 to 10 muffins depending on how big you make them and your muffin tin size. These are standard cupcake tins. You can use smaller ones, of course, and make mini muffins, or you could use the larger ones, and they would probably only make maybe 4 or so of those. So I will fill these up. I sprayed them with non-stick spray prior to putting the batter in. I'll continue to fill these up about halfway, so they are all basically uniform. Now that my batter has been dispersed with all the muffin tins, I'm going to put it in the oven at 375 for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I usually check on them and see how they're doing, and I rotate them on the rack. And then I'll usually check them every about 3 to 5 minutes to make sure that they're not overcooked. You can also sub and milk chocolate chips if you like. If you prefer nuts, you can put nuts in, walnuts, so they become banana walnut muffins. And basically anything your family prefers. That's what I love about this recipe is it's a base, and then you can customize it to your family's preferences, so everybody will love them and it's guaranteed. And while you're making it at home, you can also limit what goes in it. After 18 minutes at 375, my muffins are ready. As you can see, they have all browned nicely and they have risen a lot because of that baking soda. So now what you have to do, and it's gonna be very hard to do because they smell and look delicious, is to let them cool before removing from the tin. Although I have sprayed the tins, sometimes they can stick to the side. So what I suggest doing, rather than just trying to pull them out and maybe ruining the muffins, is to just take a knife and go around the edges and to loosen it up, and then just pull the muffins out that way. So here are the muffins. They're all ready to be served and eaten up. This is a great way to save money by making these muffins at home. I know as a mom, I spend a lot of money on snacks for kids, and all the packaged things are processed with all artificial flavors and preservatives, and these are made fresh from scratch at home with ingredients everybody usually has on hand. My kids love it. My husband and I love them. I've made many alterations over time depending on what ingredients I have on hand, and they always come out awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You can find the details on www.derodestinations.blog. That has the full recipe. I will add a link below. And if there are any other recipes you'd like, add in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, comment, and if you do try out this recipe, please let me know how you like it and if you found any modifications for your family. Thank you. Bye-bye.